Hello, my name's Ashton Cooper, and this will be my Module 12 reflection. So, the first question was, what would your tech choice be with only $1,500? So, I chose the Epson PowerLight 685W Ultra Short Throw Projector, costing about $1,450. So, like, very close to the maximum price. I chose this projector specifically because they're all over my schools, or the main school I work at, or substitute at. They're used literally in almost every classroom, and they're really nice. So, like most projectors, you have them like across the room, and then they shoot out the projector screen. The ultra short throw allows, with like the power using mirrors or something, allows it to be like right in front of the board, like literally like a foot away from the board, and then project something onto the wall, which is pretty nice and is pretty handy. I know it sounds really weird that I just knew the exact model off my head. I just remember one day looking it up like weeks ago because I was just bored and curious during a break, and it actually came in handy. So that's pretty nice. So what experience have you had? Or why this projector? My bad. Let me first step back. So why did I chose this projector? So not only was it because like I've seen it used a lot. It's pretty handy because it's like very simple, easy maintenance, and it's like right there in front of the board, out of the way, not cumbersome. So that's why I specifically chose this projector. Not just because I see it a lot, just because it does look pretty useful compared to other projectors. What experiences have you had with tech in the classroom? So, as a student, back in high school, we all had MacBook laptops, and we used that for everything, and that was pretty nice. Like MacBook, actually, like Apple makes some pretty good technology, right? Like a lot of us have Apple phones, and a lot of us have used Mac computers. And I mean, some people might, be on that hill saying it's terrible, but as someone that uses a lot of Windows products, and also my dad, he uses a lot of Android phones, so I've used like Samsung's before and stuff like that. Like, Apple does make some decent technology when it comes to computers, and those laptops are really, really nice. It was really nice to be able to like do presentations on them and do essays on them and stuff, and then be able to mess around with some like programs and stuff. So that was really nice. Really in the workspace, when it comes to like the workspace, really the very first like major use of tech was like smart boards. Like I've used some smart boards in some classrooms, and then setting up projectors as well for like various different stuff. But the big thing was smart boards. Smart boards is pretty, like the interactive smart boards. Those are pretty used now these days, and they're pretty nice. Which type of interactive whiteboard would you choose and why? So like the baseline standard smart board that I've seen mostly in classrooms is literally called the Smartboard SB M685 Interactive Whiteboard. They're like $3,000+, but that's like the most used, most classic whiteboard. Smart whiteboard. Like if you think of a smart whiteboard or seen one in a classroom, you've most likely seen this model. It seems like it's kind of like the baseline model that most education places, at least that I've worked in, use. So yeah, that'd probably be the number one I go to. What are your thoughts about clickers in the classroom? So essentially, clickers are like apps or like actual remote devices that like the students use. So personally, I can see really two useful things for a clicker right off my head. Is using it for like attendance. Like you can quickly see like a whole classroom how many kids are there. Like they could click it, and then if some, if there's some that don't have clicks, it probably means they're not there. And then it could be useful for yes or no or true or false kind of assessments. Like for example, or you can even get more complicated, more complex stuff like multiple choice with like different type of clicks. It'll basically be like a Kahoot, but a slightly more boring Kahoot. If you gotta think about it, because like you could like show stuff on the board and then everyone could click their remote or their app on their phone, and you could actually quickly see where people are on like some sort of quiz or assessment, kind of see where everyone's at. Personally, I think they'd probably be more of a nuisance than a benefit. Like, I could see why someone might use them for a benefit. I could see why in certain situations it could be helpful. But overall, I think personally in my classroom, I would just not want to deal with that. But yeah, that is my reflection. Thank you so much for listening.